Folks, today we're talking about a topic that I truly am flabbergasted by, a topic that I truly found to be absolutely ridiculous. And what we're talking about today is the fact that Chris Pratt, Marvel actor, the guy who plays Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy, he's also been in the recent Jurassic Park reboot, along with Parks and Recreation back in the day. This guy is being cancelled, and he is being cancelled for no real reason. Basically, what has happened here is there was a poll on Twitter. People were talking about which is the worst Hollywood Chris, and they were comparing him to Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans, and people unanimously seemed to vote that Chris Pratt was the worst of the four Chris's. And now, okay, that's fair enough. People are allowed to like or dislike a certain Chris more than others. That's their right. They can say as they please. But what was really interesting were the reasons that people were giving for Chris Pratt being the worst of the four Chris's. And using those reasons, people have seemingly begun to cancel Chris Pratt, and there is a huge hate campaign online against the man. And this hate has gotten so bad that many of Chris Pratt's co-stars from the Avengers movies have actually come out to speak up in defense of him and tell people to leave him alone because he's a great guy. And now, just what were the specific reasons people were giving for not liking Chris Pratt? Well, he doesn't speak up about politics. He doesn't speak publicly about which political party he supports. He has not officially endorsed Joe Biden or Donald Trump. He has not publicly said anything about the election other than a joke Instagram post where he said, "Vote Onward for best family movie of the year." And many people have taken Chris Pratt's silence on politics to mean that he is, in fact, a conservative and a Trump supporter. Now, even if that were the case, even if Chris Pratt is a conservative or if he is a Trump supporter, why is that reason to cancel someone? A disagreement of opinion is enough of a reason to call someone out? Are you calling out half the world, since half the world tend to be conservative? Are you calling out half the world for being right-leaning? Are they all cancelled as well? There isn't even any proof that Chris Pratt, in fact, is a conservative, or that he supports Trump or anything like that. People have been pointing to his Twitter or his Instagram and saying, look, he follows Turning Point USA, he follows Ben Shapiro, this means he's a No! Following someone on social media doesn't mean that you agree with the things they say. Take me, for example. I follow people from all over the political spectrum. I follow people I despise on Twitter. I follow people I like on Twitter. Just because you follow someone, that does not mean you agree with their ideology or the things they have to say. Some people just don't like living in a little bubble or echo chamber and like to hear what everyone has to say. But there's no evidence that Chris Pratt is a Trump supporter or that he's even conservative. What, because he's Christian? Well, did you know that his wife is actually outspoken in favour of Joe Biden? Honestly, this entire thing is ridiculous. We scroll down Twitter here and you see people here. Today I'm cancelling all celebrities who supported Chris Pratt. What? You're cancelling people for supporting the man? And for support, what's wrong with Chris Pratt? Because he didn't say something about politics? Because you're assuming his politics? Ridiculous. There's also a lot of these tweets like this saying MCU cast supporting Chris Pratt and shit. But where was this support when Brie Larson was getting attacked a while back when Captain Marvel came out, huh? And okay, maybe the people supporting Chris Pratt, maybe they should have said some stuff if Brie Larson was truly getting a lot of hate as well. Maybe they should have spoken up. But just because they didn't do it back then, that doesn't mean doing it now is necessarily a bad thing. Either way, I think that maybe speaks more about those co-stars than anything. It's not really relevant to Chris Pratt specifically. Here's what I was talking about people looking at who Chris Pratt's following. So just Pratt casually following these urchins. So he's following some right-wing people. Okay, who cares? You know, I bet if we go in here and look at who else he's following, I bet we're also going to find some left-wing leaning people in here as well. Tulsi Gabbard, Democrat nominee for president this year. You know, with a simple Google search, you can easily find this article, for example, here. According to CNN, Chris Pratt reportedly donated $1,000 to Barack Obama's re-election campaign in 2012. That doesn't sound like something a Trump-loving Republican would do, if you ask me. In a 2017 interview with Men's Fitness magazine, which is quoted in People, Chris Pratt said, "I don't feel represented by either side, and that I really feel there's a common ground out there that's missed because we focus on all the things that separate us." To me, that sounds like Chris Pratt's a centrist, if anything. He's not very right-wing, he's not very left-wing. In fact, seems like he's kind of in the middle. It doesn't sound like he's in favour of Joe Biden or Donald Trump. It doesn't sound like he's in favour of the Democrats or the Republicans. Is it now a crime to be a centrist? Is it a crime not to feel strongly in favour of one candidate or one party? You can see here some of the tweets from his co-stars trying to defend him here. And you've got one here from Mark Ruffalo, who says, "You all, Pratt is as solid a man there is. I know him personally, and instead of casting aspersions, look at how he lives his life. He is just not overtly political as a rule." A lot of people are getting mad at this comment by Mark Ruffalo, and personally I think it's still ridiculous. People saying you can't not be political. Everything is political. And you know, that makes sense to an extent. Everything is political in some way, whether it's education or whatever it is. Everything has some sort of roots in politics. You are correct there. And most people as well, they do have an opinion. Mark, however, he didn't say he's not political. He said he's not overtly political. You do know that the word overtly means openly. That means that what Mark Ruffalo is saying is that Chris Pratt is not openly political. Chris Pratt does not like to share his political beliefs to the public. And that is his right. You cannot bully a man into activism. You cannot bully someone into fighting for your cause. And I think that if you're trying to force someone into speaking politically, then that speaks a lot more about you than it does about them. People are saying, oh, only privileged people or only lazy people don't care about politics or don't want to speak about it. No, that is nonsense. Some people just don't want to deal with the hassle. The kind of hassle that we're seeing Chris Pratt get right now. And this is without him even saying anything. Chris Pratt is being perceived to have the wrong opinion. And that view of him by people is enough for them to all say that they despise him and to cancel him and say he's the worst Chris. Can you imagine the reactions if he actually came out and said, yeah, I am a conservative. I do tend to support the Republican Party. I'm more right-leaning than I am left-leaning. Can you imagine the responses then? It's no wonder that the man doesn't want to come out and say what his political beliefs are, regardless of which way they actually fall. You cannot blame people for not wanting to put a huge target on their backs. You cannot blame people for not wanting to engage in useless discord on the internet with a bunch of losers who are just going to hate no matter what you do or say. I used to be someone who was very political. I used to be very political online. I used to make political videos and all sorts. I used to give my opinions constantly. Over the years, I've kind of moved. I'm very much kind of a centrist now. I'm quite middle of the line. I try and look at both sides. And personally, I don't think that either side represents my views either. I very much feel the same as that quote we just saw from Chris Pratt. I don't feel that either side represents my views. But in general, I do my best to keep my strong opinions to myself, unless it's something I really, really care about. But even then, it's stuff like freedom of speech, or stuff like seeing a man be bombarded and cancelled for no good reason. These are the things I speak up on. Other than that, when I talk about politics, I tend to do it in a more reporting, factual way, saying this side says this side says this. Make up your own mind. Because honestly, I cannot be bothered with the arguing and the bickering that never leads anywhere. We are so divided right now and tensions are so high, and you are never going to change the mind of whoever it is you're arguing with. That is pointless. And so I can completely understand why Chris Pratt does not want to publicly say, I support this person or that person. Let the man vote in his own spare time. Let him have his private life stay private, and to him, politics is a private matter. And that's fine. People are allowed to have private beliefs. People are allowed to keep their opinions to themselves, and when it comes to election day, go out and vote. You are not entitled to know what he is going to vote for or who he's going to vote for. That is his business. And just because he is a celebrity, just because he has a so-called position of power, that does not mean he is obliged to try and push your agenda onto the people who follow him. I'm one of these people personally who prefers it when most celebrities just don't speak about politics at all. I don't get angry when they do speak about politics. I know some people say you should not speak about politics if you're a celebrity or whatever, it's not your place. I don't think that. I mean, I think everyone has the right to say what they want about politics, regardless of who they are. Everyone's got the right to voice their own opinion. But personally, I prefer it when they keep their opinions to themselves and they're not being activists. I don't like it when I see celebrities being activists saying, vote for this person, vote for this person, vote for my candidate. Meanwhile, these celebrities are detached from reality. They're sitting up there in their little high castle. They've got the world at their feet. And they're kind of detached from reality. I always think it's really strange and a bit fake when these people are advocating for you to vote for their candidate or whatever. But I do think they have every right to voice their opinion. But what I'm getting to here is, think about entertainment in general. Entertainment, movies, TV, video games. A lot of people use these mediums, these platforms, as a form of escapism. People like to escape from politics. People like to escape from the crap going on in the world. People want to relax, watch a good movie, watch a show, play a video game. When you start politicizing celebrities, when you start politicizing these actors and actresses, when they start becoming activists, it can ruin the entertainment for a lot of people. There are no shortage of movies and shows in this time that we live in that are going full on political, putting their messages and activisms into their shows. And honestly, it's tiring. Because when I sit down and watch a show, I don't want to be thinking about the US presidential race between Trump and Biden. I want to sit down and watch a show to escape from reality. I want to sit down and watch a show to enjoy myself. I want to switch off from the world. And yeah, I know some people are going to argue, oh, well, you can just afford to do that. You're privileged if you don't have to think about politics. No, it's nothing to do with being privileged. Absolutely nothing to do with being privileged. It is not a healthy way to live your life if you're thinking about politics every minute of every day. Yes, politics is important. Yes, it's good for people to be up to date and know what's going on in the world. Yes, it's good for people to form their own opinions. But it's not good for you to be involved with it every minute of every day. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't change anything. All it does is destroy your own mindset, destroy your own mental health. It is not good for you to be involved with something so stressful and hateful and divisive as current day politics all day, every day. And honestly, I feel sorry for a lot of these people cancelling Chris Pratt because you must have really lonely lives. Look at this. These are the people responding to the Marvel co-stars who defended Chris Pratt. These are people responding. I hate you and your friends so much. God, all of you are rich, white, hetero, annoying bitches. Just shut the fuck up. Seriously, shut the fuck up. I hate white men. Man, shut TF up. I've noticed all white nationalists that flock to Pratt on social media. I'm once again reminded that men are trash. They're all going after Mark Ruffalo, saying he's trash, all because he said that Chris Pratt was a good guy. My lord. And here are some responses to Zoe Saldana, who also defended Chris Pratt. And look at the things people are saying to her. The horrible racist things being said to her. But no one cares about this. Saying black and stupid. Look at the thing. Of course it's the Dominican. Isn't that just... that's disgusting. I hate monkeys? K-word all Christians responding to James Gunn. Saying kill all Christians? When I personally put James Gunn in his grave? My lord. What is wrong with people? Not political isn't an option right now. Well, Adam Ellis, he didn't say that Chris wasn't political. He said he's not openly political. And even if he wasn't political, it is an option. It's always an option. And all these people are saying, oh, Chris Pratt's a bigot, all these people are bigots. No. You people are the bigots. You do know that the definition of bigot is someone who is intolerant of someone else based on their beliefs or opinions. That is exactly what all of these people are doing. These people are all being bigots. These people are all intolerant of Chris Pratt, and not even because he holds a different opinion, but because they believe he holds a different opinion. People here saying you're against LGBTQ like your very fine friend. There's no evidence that Chris Pratt is against LGBTQ people. None whatsoever. Not being overtly political is one of the most political acts there is. No, it's not. It's really not. And I know people hold this opinion that not being political is political. And you could say it is political to an extent. But it's not one of the most things there is, and it's certainly not something worth cancelling someone over. Not being political is not acceptable as fascism emerges in America. When good men do nothing, evil wins. These people are acting as though they're literally in the middle of a world war or something. I understand that Donald Trump isn't the greatest guy in the world, okay? I understand that people have many issues with the man, okay? But people are acting like the man is literally the devil. The world is not going to explode because Chris Pratt does not condemn Donald Trump, folks. I mean, we've not even gotten into this whole thing about his church and... I really don't care. I really don't. There's this whole thing about the church he apparently frequents is it's founded by an anti-gay pastor or something that advocates for conversion therapy. But Chris Pratt's commented on that before, saying no one church is representative of me, blah blah blah. There is nothing to prove that Chris Pratt is a homophobe, that he even is a conservative or anything. And even if he was a conservative, who cares? It's not worth cancelling someone over this. This stuff infuriates me. It really does infuriate me, seeing people go after a man for no good reason. It's despicable. These people, you saw the hate in those messages I just showed you on Twitter. You saw the things they said to Zoe Saldana for defending him, the racist messages people are sending her. I said it earlier near the start of this video. It is fine for you not to like Chris Pratt. It is also fine for you to hate Chris Pratt. You're entitled to think whatever you want. But Chris Pratt is also entitled to think what he wants. And he does not deserve to be cancelled just because he disagrees with you. Just because someone has a different opinion than the one you hold, that does not mean they deserve to be cancelled, to be hated, or to have their life ruined or anything of the sort. And I think people need to calm the fuck down. People need to sit back and think about their own lives. People need to work on themselves a little bit. Yes, I know there's an important election coming up. You can still focus on that. You can do your part. You can be an activist if you want to be an activist. But you cannot force and bully other people into joining your cause. Trying to do that will only push people away and backfire on you. This is the kind of thing that actually props up the other side. I believe that stuff like this is actually what helped Trump win the election in 2016. There are a lot of people out there who will vote out of spite. When people try to force and back you into a corner to thinking and doing what they want, there are a lot of people who will say, you know what, I don't even agree with the other side, but the fact that you're trying to push me this way and trying to bully me, I'm going to spite you, and I'm going to go the other way just to piss you off. I know a lot of people like that. I've been like that in the past a lot myself, if I'm being honest. Anyway, folks, I've ranted long enough. I've been ranting for over half an hour about this topic. I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't even think this video is going to do very well. And yeah, maybe a lot of you will disagree with me, but that's fine. Again, it's fine. Maybe you entirely disagree with me. Maybe you agree with some of these people here saying, oh, you can't not be political. And that's fine. I don't care if you disagree with me. I encourage you to disagree with me. I encourage you to leave your thoughts in those comments down below. I don't want an echo chamber here. I want people of all opinions coming in here. I want people of all opinions in my comment section leaving their thoughts. What I do not want is people hating each other for their opinions. I don't want people hating me because I disagree with you, because I'm not going to hate you for disagreeing with me. It is fine to disagree. I disagree with the vast majority of my friends on pretty much all political matters. When I speak to people day to day, I disagree with most of them about politics. But we get on fine because we can act like reasonable adults. We can be civil. We can have a conversation. Or we just don't talk about politics. Either way, it's okay. And it's not the end of the world just because someone disagrees with you. Anyway, I'm done. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Like or dislike the video. If you're new here, subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video.